That was great.
Hey there. Welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits.
Hey there.
Coming to you from the Recycle Garage.
Hi.
In sunny Santa Cruz, California. Hey, everyone. This is Liza. And I had a marvelous weekend.
So did I.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, and we got lots of stories to tell, including what I'm referring to as the Make-A-Wish cancer kid who had an amazing time yesterday, which I'll tell that story. But first, let's get to who is here in the garage. Of course, running the board, it's everyone's favorite short man. It's Stumpy John.
What's up? I'm chewing the thing that Jim gave me, so I can't really talk very well right now.
Jim, why are you passing food when people are
Sorry,
recording?
I love giving everybody a big sugar rush before we...
I hate the listeners are going to like me chewing.
Oh, I went to the Mexican store down the street, so it's extra special.
And as a little nod to our friends at Cleveland Moto. There we go.
And they're off.
There it is. On the classy girl couch tonight, it's Miss Emma.
Hello, darlings. You see, I was smart enough. Jim just gave me a hi chew. And I've just swallowed it so I can talk proper and all that.
It takes you a couple of minutes to realize
No,
if
it
you're
does.
chewing the wrapper or not.
Yeah, well, it's a similar flavor to the wrapper as the actual hi chew itself.
And that answers the question we were all asking earlier.
Yeah, what?
Does Emma swallow?
There it is.
I only swallow before, after, and
And
during.
during.
That's the only time, darling.
It's good to have standards.
And bringing the class down on the classy girl couch, it's Morgan.
Hello, friends.
And joining us for the first time, it's Kraig.
Yeah, Kraig with a K.
Kraig with a K. Yeah, that's so weird. Is that like some weird
So that
like Austrian
K-R-E-G
thing or
or
something? What is that?
My brother and sister are Kirk and Kathy.
Oh, you poor thing.
But
And
both
I'm the
was-
youngest, so
That's what
I
it
got all
is.
the hand-downs with the same initials.
Yeah, I had a friend, the family, it was Justin, Julie, Josie, and Kenny. I'm like, what's wrong with you people?
Well, I find that tends to be a thing. I've seen often there's J folk out there. Like when I was in the Midwest, there was a Jake, a John, a Journey, and a Jade. Like that was those were the kids. I was like,
There's
what is?
plenty of them.
It's weird.
Yeah.
On next to the open window, which we still have suspicions as to why he chooses that one. It's Naked Jim.
Hey, what's happening? And Emma, if you want my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, sugar.
Let me know. If you really need me, just reach out and touch me.
Come on, honey.
Tell me so.
Tell me so.
We were having a Rod Stewart Love Fest a couple of weeks ago.
Oh.
Anyway, what's up?
Well, you missed our Sugar Hill Gang dance party out there. a little
Dude,
while ago.
you had this Sugar Hill Gang special edition boombox player out there, dude.
I knew it was fun. And joining us from sunny Veneta, Oregon, it's Bagel.
Shout out to our friends from the one show, Chicken and Guns.
Oh, that is. I didn't notice that.
Oh, that is so
Yep.
cool.
That is super cool shirt.
Oh, yeah,
Fantastic.
Chicken and Guns.
How is the weather up there in Portlandia?
Well, it's pretty chilly, and it was sunny today, though.
Yes, sunny.
Which was nice because I was able to get a lot of yard work done, which I needed to do.
Well, define chilly, darling. I mean, I think it's probably about 45 degrees here in California today.
Yeah, it's about that here too, I think.
Bloody freezing.
Yeah, that's not
horribly
chilly.
cold
That's
here,
fucking
horribly.
freezing. That's what we call it.
We almost died.
Oh, I needed heated grips so bad yesterday. I ordered some. That's
So
for sure.
I'm from Michigan, and I was laying in the sun here. I'm loving it. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we sent Kraig out for his first ride down a certain iconic road. He was taking long, and I was worried about him. I called him on the phone. Oh no, I was napping in the sun. It's great.
Well, let's get to that. It seems like we all had a great weekend. Kraig, you're from Michigan, and you came out here with your Zero DSR. Is that right?
FX.
Oh, it's an FX.
Yeah.
Oh, it looked bigger than that.
He's riding a different friend's SR. That's the one, the red one.
Oh, the one outside right now is an SR?
That Edwin is letting us and my mom ride. Yeah, but
And this is
with my wife in a minivan.
and this is the first time you've ridden out here So you're riding a Zero in its motherland in the hills up Highway 9 Alice's. How was it?
It was awesome. It's beautiful out here. It's snowing in Michigan, and I'm here.
Not here.
But it goes beyond the weather. I mean, we have the most fantastic weather here in California, but it goes beyond that because the riding is so varied. You want desert, we got it. You want mountain twisties, we got it. You enjoy riding in the city on freeways? I personally like it. We got that too. We got everything right here. It's a wonderland for riding a motorbike.
Yeah, when we were coming up here, we stopped in L.A. for the auto show, last day of the auto show, and I pulled the FX out of the trailer, and I went riding downtown L.A. and lane splitting and stuff. You can't do that in Michigan.
Oh, yeah, lane splitting.
Well, legally you can't do that in Michigan, but here it's a riot. I love it.
But yeah, you went up to Alice's. I was up there today too, and the weather was gorgeous. And we are blessed with good roads up here. Emma, you're right. The riding around here, you knob. That is a droopy knob you are showing me. I'm trying to keep a straight face for this serious production we're doing.
It's a drawing.
It's a
drawing, darling. Look, is that better?
Oh, it's a happy knob now.
I've been sitting on it for the last few minutes.
I'll bet you have.
That's the effect of gummy octopuses. Where were we?
So your ride, was it?
Yeah, I went
just
up.
Amazing. What'd you think of the going up 9?
I started in Santa Cruz and rode up 9 up to Alice's, and so I'm relatively inexperienced with these kind of roads as far as twisty windy. I'm from Michigan, right?
Yeah,
a lot of flat roads. We do have some hills, but you got to search around for a road that's anything close to this. So
You got to go to Ohio.
yeah, well, I went up. I had to go 3.5 hours to get to a road like this in Michigan a few months ago, and
they're
so
5 minutes away from us.
yeah, no, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
So I love it here. But we did come down through the Midwest. So we were retracing Route 66, kind of deviated at Oklahoma. But anyway, so Arkansas, Missouri, we were all on. I didn't want to take any interstates. And there's awesome roads in Arkansas and Missouri and.
Well,
cool.
I think there's been something of a preservation in recent years. I did Route 66 in its entirety when I first came to the States, which would be 94. And it's quite frustrating because Route 66 runs alongside Interstate 40, which replaced it. And they don't tell you when it's going to end. So you're kind of riding down Route 66, and there's a rhythm to Route 66 because it's slabs. It's not concrete. It's concrete slabs, not tarmac. It's bump, bump, bump. And you'll go through a town, and then it just ends. It just goes away, and you have to kind of go back, get onto Interstate 40, and kind of guess when it starts again. I think since then they've done a lot of preservation on it and kind of brought a lot of it back. But it's an ongoing thing.
Yeah, on the East End, there's the original Route 66, which is in the weeds.
Right.
And then there's the intermediate highway that used to be there, or it's still there. And that was the route when I was driving on a parallel to Route 66. And then there's the interstate over there.
And then there's the Interstate
which
40.
I didn't want to be on. So, at every town, you keep losing it. It's like, wow, okay, where to go? You got to find it again. But I'm hoping when we're going to go back, and from the West End, I'm hoping to trace it back to Oklahoma. Hopefully, I actually didn't get to ride on any of the original Route 66. I had to go walk on it.
Right.
But it's not a road between Chicago and Oklahoma, which is a bummer. I mean, you can see it there.
Right.
It's just got weeds growing in it.
You can find it out here, boy. You roll through like Amboy, California, where like the old mineral farms and salt flats and crap is. It's a trip. Out here, Route 66 is pretty neat.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
But as soon as you start getting more into the Midwest, it gets a little more.
Well, in
where
Illinois,
is it?
At a certain point in Illinois, it passes by a maple syrup farm. Oh, Funk's Grove.
Like how that sounds.
No.
What?
Yeah. So much for subtle.
Is that another?
I'm
Sorry.
giving John subtle pointy notes. I said turn Morgan up. I said turn Morgan up.
I thought that was for Morgan.
No.
That was
The notes for Emma.
All right.
Turn Morgan up.
My microphone's too quiet. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, this is
much better.
Are you the artist, Liza?
Yeah, that was a special
what
note
is
for
now.
you.
Oh, this is absolutely delightful. Thank you.
For listeners, there's a lot of note sharing. Oh, everyone gets to see it. All right, everyone everyone gets a little note.
Show Jim. Show Jim.
That's an unsettling knob. He looks angry, like he's gonna.
No, I
punch me.
think it looks. It's got this sort of brooding malevolence about it. Like it's about to do.
I thought the whole point of the note sharing is that no one cracks up or shows a side. You guys are blown the whole gig.
Now we know
that we share notes with each other.
Let's just see what the teacher gets, and let's just see what it says and read it out to the class.
Well,
save that.
We had a great ride yesterday, and as I referred to the Make-A-Wish, we were the Make-A-Wish Foundation yesterday.
Yeah, we made his day.
So did you guys meet Kevin, who came by today on the green KLR?
The older guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I kind of missed saying hi to him.
Oh, I did too. He was like the handsome guy with a beard. And
Yeah.
boots. Oh, yeah, I just saw him.
I'm calling him the cancer kid right now.
Don't. He looks like
No.
like a cowboy stud.
Let me explain. He's new to California. He just moved here from Idaho, northern Idaho. And he's a rugged, handsome lad. And John posted a group ride yesterday for the Big Thumpers, which goes with our whole note theme. And we were going to go for a ride, and he just saw it online, didn't know any of us or anything. So he showed up to the garage, which was a meeting point, for a ride with other like Big Thumpers, KLRs. And so he shows up, and hey, how do you do? Nice to meet you. And I noticed that his gear were like some cowboy boots and some like wheelbarrow gloves, work gloves, and like a puffy coat. And I was like, "That's your gear, huh?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I use these gloves for trucking. They're nice and warm. They're good." I'm like, "Follow me, sir." And I took him over to our gear room. And he
newly renovated gear room.
Yeah. He got himself a 3/4 adventure jacket, nice, good fitting one.
Yeah, it was a beautiful jacket.
2 pairs of gloves, some thicker
that he didn't
winter
wear.
ones. I know, and some summer like riding gloves.
Oh, great.
And he was stoked.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Christmas come early. But it still doesn't end because he doesn't know who we are and what we do. He thinks he's showing up for a group ride. That's it. Right? And it's like, oh, just you wait and
Yeah,
see.
he got awkward when I took my pants off.
Yeah.
We've
So
all been there.
John and Alex showed up on their KLRs, and the 4 of us, me on the 690, set out. We're going to go over to Corbin for breakfast. So the Corbin factory has it's awesome 50s style.
The Wizard's Cafe.
It's a diner
Cafe, yes.
Wizards work there.
in the factory.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and a lot of people don't know that there's a full diner in there. So we headed over there, but we took the back way, went over a Hecker Pass through Gilroy, did some nice twisties, had some good riding.
Cold as balls.
It was cold. And then we got to Corbin, which we had breakfast, and then I'm like, now follow me, gents. I'll give you a tour.
Just follow the footsteps.
Well, yeah. We started with the history and just things we've learned from interviewing
There's also
Mike.
There's literally painted
Yeah, I know.
footsteps on all over the factory.
And don't forget, this is probably 40,000 square feet.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's massive.
Lovely place.
It's not a small place.
No. And there's people in there working. And Jim, we met a guy in there who was the first to bring a bike in. When it's a brand new bike and you're the first one, the seat is for free because
Right,
then
'cause
they
he wants to make the mold.
make
it
a
a
mold.
Hayabusa?
There's always a constant call on his website for like if you have the new model this, bring your bike in and we'll give it to us for a few weeks or whatever and we'll make a free seat for you.
It was a CRF 300 Rally.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, how
Super
cool is
nice.
that?
And it's his first bike.
Oh, good choice. I think that'll be a
Yeah.
good bike for somebody.
And so I'm like walking around and we're, going through the back and through the doors. Here's where they're pouring the foam. Here's the painting
the
booths.
rotomolding.
Here's all the different things. I'm explaining everything. And Kevin is like, oh, like he's kind of surprised that I'm just kind of leading everyone through and showing him all the stuff. He goes, oh, do they know you here? I'm like, no. No one knows me here. And John's like, yeah, she just does that.
Well, that's one of the hidden secrets of Corbin, right? And Morgan will know is you can just walk through there. No one knows you can, and until you do it, you don't. But you can kind of just walk through there if you act like you.
If you're staying out of the way and
Yeah.
not touching stuff and being respectful of everyone, you can walk through and see everything.
More often than not, if Mike himself is free and available, he will give a tour.
Yeah, I give you a tour. So we're going around, and he's like, "Well, this is really amazing," And I've been going there years. I know where all the things are, what they do. Here's all the jigs, and here's the CNC. And then I said, "Oh, and I have something special for you guys." Even John didn't know this.
Yeah, I didn't know.
But Lightning Motorcycles has moved into the warehouse. So inside the factory is a Lightning Motorcycles showroom.
Well, it's their everything. It's their production.
Yeah, it's everything.
Yeah.
And Richard Hatfield, who's been on the podcast, was there. So I was like, "Hey, Richard." And he's like, "Hey." And we got to look at some of the stuff they're working on, as well as he showed us a bike that's going to be coming out probably next year called the Lightning Spark. And this is almost like an electric Grom. Small electric bike.
Teeny difference, though. The Grom,
Yeah.
55, 60, flat out down the hill.
He goes, "Well, this thing will do 90 miles an hour."
It's got triple the horsepower. Yeah. Yeah.
And so he's like, "You want to try it?"
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah.
So he pulls it out, and I'm doing laps around Corbin. I'm going to turn to the guys. "You guys want to try it?" And have you ridden an electric before, John?
I rode Morgan's one time.
Yeah. Well, Alex and Kevin have never ridden an electric at all. And you guys know, for people who've ridden one the first time, they're grinning like an idiot.
Who got the compound fracture?
That thing could have gave you one.
Nobody.
Too.
But and when you're doing like a lap around the factory, like that thing gets up to speed, and then you're like, "Oh shit, I got to make a turn."
Yeah.
And Kevin was just like, "Who are you people?" Like the access that we have to everything, And then we went over to Hollister Hills, and we're riding the trails there. And he was like, "This is the best day I've ever had." And we're hanging out there and just having, we're stopped at the store. We're having drinks, and Mike shows up. "Yo, you need a plumber?" And he's like, "What? You just like know people everywhere." And he was just like, "Oh my God." So I say it was like he was the cancer kid, and this is the Make-A-Wish Foundation made a perfect day just for him.
I feel better because I thought you were going to tell me that he was like in end stage cancer, and this was this final thing, and I feel so much better right now.
But it's so fun when somebody kind of steps into our world and doesn't know like who we are and what we do, and then just the not just the access, but the fun and the knowledge we have about all the places to go and see and do.
That's a full day of riding, and you're good at this, is where you tie a full day of riding together with activities that are quite educational.
That includes a food stop.
Right. Oh, where'd you stop? For Gilroy? Corbin's. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, you do Mount Madonna, right? Hecker Pass. That's a bitchin' road if you don't know about it. Then Corbin's, that whole scene between Wizards Cafe
and you could always
walking around.
Stop for pie over at Gizditch if you like.
Yeah.
And I mean, Corbin's is a little like a history museum in there if you get into the electric stuff. It's a cool day.
It's worth talking about Mike himself, because in my opinion, there's been really no better ambassador for motorcycling since the 1960s as Mike Corbin. He's always been there. He's always been at the forefront. He's always been thinking ahead. And the thing I like the most about Mike, there's a streak of irreverence in him.
Yep.
And that's the thing I think I enjoy the most.
A mischievous glint in the eye.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That comes out 4th of July, that's for sure.
Well, and the fact that you can walk into the R&D and see what's being worked on. There was a new Harley in there that I've not seen before.
That's the one that was the huge Sportster with the big front tire.
Yeah.
Big front.
Oh,
Yeah.
the new sports. What did you think of that? Because that's got like the
It looked
Pan
cool.
America engine in it.
I thought it was the was it the Fat Bob that they had for a while?
It's like a 1200, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
but-
that same
but it looked
1250
like-
motor. Yeah.
Good looking bike.
I tell you what, there are some exciting new bikes coming down the pipeline.
Yeah. So what a great time riding around the trails. And I was telling Jim, I'm kind of excited because now 2 weeks in a row, I kind of feel like I've found the thing I was looking for. We got into dirt biking and we had smaller bikes, 250s, 350s, which was fun. You'd trailer them out there, ride around the trails and go home. And then we got into the big adventure bikes where we'd go ride like hours to go ride some dirt trails somewhere and be able to ride back. That's what adventure bikes let you do. They let you go places. But what I'm finding is the perfect wheelhouse for me are these mid-size adventure bikes, the KLRs, the 690 Enduro, where you can ride the fun roads to an area, then go ride the dirt trails, and then come ride home and have a full day adventure covering a little bit of everything.
And that dovetails in, because I was quite put out that I didn't get invited yesterday. I was crushed. And you shot me down immediately because you said, you don't have a big thumper.
Yeah.
And that's true.
Yeah.
I don't have a suitable
you
bike.
need a DR650.
She had one there, didn't you?
I had, I've got access to a couple of DR650s.
Well.
I maintain the best bike for what you describe is the one that hasn't been made yet, which is the Rally Raid 250 or the new 350. Pull the engine out and put a Rebel 500 twin in it. That would be the perfect bike.
And I might agree, because the one thing I was saying is, these bikes are big for Hollister. Like, people are like, you're riding these big bikes here, but they're small for the freeway riding that we're doing.
Small
cold,
and cute.
And I'm starting to get used to the wobbliness of the 690 on the freeway. Anything over like 80, I'm like, ew, this is a little too. Yeah. But what a great day. And the trails we were doing, which are easy trails, but there's some, it was pretty technical for these big bikes in that the whoopsies have gotten pretty big. But everyone did great. Except for John.
I think I did remarkably well.
John, I don't know what happened, because we were.
Did you crash, John? Did you crash?
I crashed, but good.
So, Jim, on
I was just looking up Ducati Desert Scramblers, because maybe you need one of those.
Nutshot Junction.
Yes, Nutshot Junction.
So we were playing around.
I rode it too. I was there earlier in the day. Sorry,
so we were playing around in the dry river bed there, and like just the little playground there. Yeah. And then John and I were on comms, so I said, rally the other guys, get them on the road. I'm going to start going down. And I thought everyone was pointing towards the trail. I'm like, I'm taking off. So I take off and I get to the next junction. No one's behind me.
Were you going further in, or are you heading back out towards the road?
Heading back out. And I'm like, where is everyone? And you sit and wait, and then you wait that amount of time that you now know
something's up.
Something happened. Yeah. Nutshot Junction.
And it's a one-way trail, so I have to loop around the other side. And I come back, and I don't see them, but I get into range, and suddenly John's in my helmet again. I'm like, hey, where'd you guys go? He's like, I
ate it.
I'm like, okay, well, you get ready to go. Okay. And I take off again. Now I'm out of range. I go back. I'm waiting. And again, it's that amount of time. What's going on? Well, I didn't realize when I got back into range, I couldn't see them. I thought it was because they were already on the trail ahead of me and I had to catch up to them. No, they were in a gully, because this idiot...
This isn't Shaun of the Ditch Gully, is it?
Slid backwards into a gully.
I got it. All right. Okay. So here's what happened. So
that's where Shaun of the Ditch.
It was just past Shaun of the Ditch.
Okay.
So what happened was we were messing around in there doing some technical stuff, and there's one spot if you're coming. You come out of the gully.
Yeah.
And it's steep
towards the trail.
Yeah.
So, no, in that area back in, there's a thing where you can drop down into the gully and up.
And you come up, you can pop up on the trail.
Right. That's exactly what happened. So I popped up from the bottom up to there, and I had to gas it to get up.
Yeah.
And then there's I ran right into the hillside, which is fine.
Across the trail?
Yeah, because I couldn't.
You went across the trail, hit the other
nobody
side.
was coming.
I had to gas it so much to get up there. I couldn't stop quick. But that wasn't the problem. So then I was
we
cool.
were okay until then.
Yeah, I didn't go over there. But so now I'm starting to back up to make the turn, and the rear wheel went off the other side back. So I'm flying backwards down the gully. And I'm like, oh shit. And it was like one of those things where it's like, I don't know what I do. Should I jump off? Should I ride it to the bottom? Yes. But there was that was scary. I've never rode backwards that fast before.
No, that would freak you out. Luckily, you really don't have a choice. Everything's happening so quickly. Yeah. Even though you're seeing it all happening, you're just kind of going with the flow. So,
well, it's funny when I'm going forward, I kind of can figure out which way to jump off. But going backwards, I didn't know. Like, do I off left? Do I go right? Which way do I go?
Riding it out.
You are deep in the clutches of karma at that point.
Yeah, and I the funny thing is, I wished I had been on comms when that happened, because the whole time we're on comms. I mean, Jim and we're on comms, and it's usually helpful information. There was one point where I'm like, this is a perfect example how comms are safety. I forget what it was. It was, we weren't going to make the turn. We were following Alex, and he almost missed a turn and he braked hard. So I'm like, I don't think I'm going to make it. And John said, I'm coming up on your right. So I knew, don't go to the right. I have to stay in the center or go to the left. And I'm like, that is a perfect example of when you're in the shit, you don't have time to look everywhere. And it worked. So most of the time when riding, so when I would get to some of the whoopsies or deep craters or something, what would I say, John? I'd be like, oh, oh, that's my little, there's a little surprise coming up. John would hit and be like, and I'm like, are you okay?
No, he's just beatboxing.
He's like, yeah. But I just love the difference in me. I'm like, oh, that was a little surprise.
If you ever wonder when we're riding Liza and sometimes the battery dies on my headset, yeah, that's why.
You want to start recording that and then remix it somehow into a
So
song.
I wonder what the sound you made as you're going backwards into the
Yeah, that was a lot of invectives going backwards.
How far did you end up going down?
Probably 10 feet or so.
Okay, yeah, because that's all pretty steep over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's plenty of time for a lot of words.
Yeah, and I was
there's a lot of God searching right there.
Thank heavens I was fine. In the KLR, man, just pops right up and motor's on.
Yeah. So what a great time. And I feel like
I think it took me on the world's worst road back to the bike shop, the store.
What?
That last little trail we did, that was brutal.
Well, here's the thing. Coming back down that trail, I know that there's a little volunteer trail that goes up and down. It's short, but I knew that it's a little narrow and it has some whoops. I didn't realize it was as bad as it is now.
14, 18-inch
I didn't realize. But I did feel like John, coming off of having that crash, you got to end it on a high note. End it on a challenge that you succeeded on.
No, that's not how your mind works, Liza. It's like John had a very nasty scare, and you can now finish him off.
He's weak.
So
kick him while he's down.
So
basically.
So the cancer guy is still out there? Is that's how this guy still is?
Yeah, we left him there.
No, he came back home.
You guys are all my friends, right?
And he just had an amazing day. He's like, I haven't had a day like that. It's a long time. So he had a great time. We had a great time. John survived the ditch. And it was a good fun day. But I feel like my thing is riding these, on the freeway, it's a small bike. And on the dirt trails, it's a big bike. But riding the big bike slowly on the trails is fun.
I'm glad to hear you're back in the saddle. I almost had written you off on off-road motorcycling because it just wasn't fun for you.
It wasn't, but I will admit that in my head I said, okay, if we're going back to Hollister, I need to prove something to myself. I need to overcome some of these inhibitions and fears. And I said, I'm going to go over to the playground where the seesaw is, and I need to go through the sand pit 4 times.
Nice.
This is what I told myself. And when John had his little backward ravine accident, that's when I said, okay, let's finish this trail, head over to the playground. I want to go do the sand pit. But then he was my excuse to not go. Because he was like, yeah, I'm kind of done now. I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, cool.
All right, cool. Shoo. I didn't have to tackle that, but I do have it on my list. I feel like in my head, I know how to do it. I know I can do it. But it's when you go through that sand pit, it's the uncertainty of the bike changing direction slightly that just gets into the pit of my stomach. But I'm getting more comfortable, especially on that 690. I just feel good on it. When I hit the sand on there, I know it will right itself.
You started by saying, about your mind, but it's all in our heads. Like it's so much of it because we know what to do. It's just having the confidence to charge into it. I was like, real quick, we were riding with Mike. I was there early in the morning, and he has a friend that's going to apply to go to Erzberg. Right? You're like, dude, really? And we're going to ride together. So we got to ride with him a little bit, and it was chill. We got to see him do some volunteer hill climb things that were pretty neat. But I was asking him about the harder trails, and he goes, dude, you can do anything out here. He goes, it's all just in your head because you think it's hard. So, yeah, it's just a matter of doing it. Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, so that's on my list. I want to go back and tackle that. So for me, I think I'm starting to set some challenges that I need to go face. But it still comes down to risk versus reward. And at my age and my physical condition, it's like that reward is not big enough for the risk. But I'm feeling good about it. Yeah.
Are you suggesting you are a shambling wreck of a human being? Really?
My injuries, my biggest injuries now come from sleeping. I wake up with things pulled or sore or out of socket. I'm like, what is going on? That's my biggest.
No, and funnily enough,
you can understand.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
With me, I know for a fact whether my cat has been sleeping on the bed or not. Because my cat is the worst bed hog imaginable. And if I wake up feeling like shit and I feel like I've got 2 dislocated arms and 2 dislocated legs, the cat has been on the bed. So, yeah.
On the bed or been using you as its bed? Because cats do that and they'll sleep anywhere on you.
Well, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what the hell that cat does in the middle of the night? For all I know, I mean, it beats the crap out of me. It certainly feels like it. So I sympathize, Liza.
Rum-tum tigger.
Yeah.
Like that kid who's wandering around with Knox clip-on hitting things.
Right.
Well, me and Megan was here with her now 2 children. And Elliot, who's what, 2?
I think,
months.
2.
And the other one was fresh out of the oven in 4 weeks.
Somehow he got a metal rod in his hand.
It was
running
Knock
around.
replaced his clip-on because he dropped his clip-on.
There's a handlebar.
Yeah.
There's nothing happier than a little kid running around with a metal rod just whacking
aluminum.
people in the leg.
Yeah.
He was so happy.
Yeah, but then he started walking towards the motorcycles, and we're like, ah!
Yeah, everyone was fine with him, like assaulting us, but they got near someone's bike, and everyone like heads turned and charged. No!
Yeah, and somebody dropped a bunch of Cheetos in the dirt, and
It was
the
him.
dog and
No,
Elliot
it was him.
were just both macking on dirty Cheetos.
It was Elliot. He turned the bag upside down, trying to feed himself, and they all went on the ground. So he started.
And
Little
was
had the
fun.
best day ever.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, good weekend. And Kraig, I'm curious. So you have an FX. Have you taken it dirt biking?
Well, it has 1,500 miles on it. It's actually owned by the company that we're founding, and we purchased it for doing some R&D and some work with the batteries. But in any case, it had not been in the dirt until I brought it to California.
Yeah.
I was driving out here and I saw these switchbacks that are in Arizona. I've seen these trails going up the side of the mountain. Like, that's on my bucket list. I want to go on one of those switchback trails at the top of one of these mountains. And so when I got here, we were south of Big Sur and camping for the night. And I noticed that there were these cars going up this road that I didn't even see when I came into the campground. I'm like, okay, I'm going over there. I got to see where that road goes. It turned into a switchback that was so steep that, anyway. So
it's the one that comes out by the Bixby Bridge.
Actually,
The Old Coast
I
Highway?
was south of that.
So Los Boros, probably.
It was
Was it dirt or paved?
It was dirt, and it.
Oh yeah, Los Boros probably by Gorda.
Yeah,
But it was was interesting.
Those are fun.
It was fun, and it's not on my bucket list anymore. But I'll do it again. But yeah, it was fun.
So is that open over there? Now, do we know if
It was. When did you ride up there? Just
So
recently?
I don't think this is the road we're talking. We're not talking about the same road, but I don't know the name of the state park. It was.
all right, that's fine.
Yeah. But anyway, so not enough, but because
the state park where the lime kilns are.
Well, there's a bunch. There's Julia
Yeah,
Pfeiffer.
yeah.
There's
Yeah,
Big Sur.
yeah.
There's Plaskett Creek.
Yes.
There's a whole
Plaskett
I think
Creek.
Plasket's the one.
Plaskett
Okay,
Creek.
so
That's Los
Plaskett
Boros,
Creek,
right?
So there's a little Yes, Plaskett is near Tree Bones Resort. Is the road where Tree Bones Resort is the road where Los Boros starts. I don't know if that's it or not, but
yeah, but it was a tiny narrow little road that was dirt, hard packed dirt, and I'm glad it wasn't wet because I wouldn't have made it up or down alive. But yeah, no.
Well, especially with the torque on the FX is it doesn't have gears, so you can't put it in a low gear and chug up it. You have to just be very careful on the throttle hand there.
How long are you out here for?
So probably going back in about a week, but I'm going to be leaving some of the stuff here, and I'm going to be coming back here and spending quite a bit of time.
Are you leaving the FX here?
I'm hoping to. Yeah.
Can I borrow it and take it to Hollister one Saturday?
I don't own it, but
that sounds like a yes to me.
That's
yes.
That's a pretty strong maybe there.
Yeah.
You know who also has an FX? There was a person who was here today.
You?
No. Cat?
Oh, yeah. Hers is old.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be fun to break an old one.
Well, I don't know.
Especially when you break a new one.
I don't know how good the batteries are on that one. I would not want to be up on the top of the mountain.
If only there was some way to find out.
I wouldn't want to be up on the top of the Mount Hollister and run out of juice.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we need to talk about this offline. So yeah,
that would be fun. I wanted to do a segment today, and this comes partially inspired
segmental
by Emma.
Yes.
Who was on another podcast.
Oh, this motorcycle.
Yes.
Yeah, with
our friend Bruce.
Yeah. What a lovely interview. He's such a gentleman. And I really enjoyed that interview. It was 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it passed very, very quickly.
This motorcycle life. And he got into a lot of things with you. I'm like, I didn't know that. He asked a lot of questions of you. I realized, we don't ask that many questions.
Right.
But it was a good interview. And you were giving a lot of good tips. A lot of top tips, as you do. And I thought, you know what? I think that everyone here in our podcast, we all have different categories that we're gotten better at. Jim, you've been going and riding in the desert, getting good at it. I mean, we've all got different things that we can contribute. And I thought this segment should be called Just the Tip.
Right.
We're each going to pick a different
shaped
topic, a category, and give our tips.
Just ease a little way into each topic. Just
and I want
ease a
not
little
too
way.
far.
5.
We're not going to get too excited when we do this. We're just going to
better.
keep it mellow.
I want 5 top tips from everyone. We're cutting the fat here and just going right to it. So I will start because you may not realize it, but we have female listeners.
I know that.
More than I think I often realize because they don't always email in. We don't know, but I do know that they're out there, and I meet them sometimes at events, and they're starting to email in.
Well, there's Dear Katie in Australia.
Oh yeah, we have a whole bunch. Yeah, so I thought I would come up with top 5 tips for women riders.
Okay,
and I'm going to start with the first one is be assertive.
Yes.
One of the most common things I hear women say is that they're not treated as fairly as men when they go into like a motorcycle dealership.
Right.
And so many of them share the same experience. I will go in there and no one ever talked to me. No one ever asked me if I need anything. They didn't take me seriously because I'm a woman. And I always say, that's odd because when I go into a dealership, I find the salesman, go up, shake his hand, introduce myself, and tell him what I need. And I'm never ignored. So be assertive. Don't wait for somebody to come to you. You go to them. Take charge. Tell them what you need. As a woman, you may be underestimated, but not if you assert yourself. And I found that no one's ever questioned me once I shown that I know what I need, know what I'm talking about, know what I want, So be assertive. Number 2 is you can do it. That's another thing. I think a lot of women aren't aware that they are quite capable of doing maintenance on their bikes. I work in the hardware industry, and I was in a hardware store the other day listening to a woman who was getting help by one of the employees. And she was saying, So I was trying to hang my blinds and drywall, and I put a nail in and it didn't hold. And as a woman, I wouldn't know anything about hardware. Can you please help me? And I'm like, what? As a woman, I think, no, I change that mindset. There's men and women who don't know hardware. There's men and women who don't know maintenance, but they're equally capable.
Yeah.
And so my number 2 is you can do it. Just know you can do it.
You can do it. Like the water boy. You can do it.
Number 3 is ask for help. Now, this is pairs with you can do it. Because some women feel like they have to show everyone that they can do it. Like Kat was here today, and we were talking about if you drop your bike, you need to be able to pick your bike up by yourself. I'm like, I've never picked my bike up by myself. I always ask someone for help.
You, strong boy, go flex muscle and lift my bike up.
I'm not an idiot. I don't need to prove anything. Ask for help.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to prove something when you're pinned underneath it, too.
Yeah, I know.
I got it.
That's always pretty humbling when your foot's stuck under the bike.
But I just wanted to say it's okay to ask for help. In fact, I think it's the smartest thing to do in many cases.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So number 3 is, and this came from Kat, cheek it. Do you know what that means?
No, but I think I like it already.
This is the Jocelyn Snow School of Riding. For people who think that a bike is too big for them, they can't touch the ground. It's simple. When you are slowing down or coming to a stop, slide your hips over so you have one cheek on the seat and one foot on the ground. This is how short people can ride a big bike. You have to learn the technique of slide your hips off to the side of the bike and get your foot to the ground before the bike starts leaning over. Cheek it. It's a technique short people learn, and it makes them capable of riding anything. And then the last tip for women, and this is something that I think many women fall prey to. Get real gear, not just something that's cute. It drives me nuts when I see women wearing a short jacket that looks good on their waist, but that will not save any skin on their back or, hips.
What did you call it? The road rash tramp stamp?
Yeah, road rash tramp stamp. Or we had a woman here the other day on the scooter, and she was talking about getting some cute like boots. I'm like, no, get motorcycle boots. Don't
I would just donated a pair today. Mom had some extra ones, I guess. So
get real.
Ladies,
I said get some real motorcycle boots, not just something that's cute. So that's my tip is, and if you search hard enough, you can find cute gear. Some people love their leggings. That actually fit well and look good.
I'll say, a couple of catalogs came in the mail, motorcycle stuff. One was cycle gear, blah. Then like a motorsport or something came, and I was just thumbing through it. The women's gear, it's like they were listening. It looked cool. It didn't look like, quote, girly at all with all the pinks. Really nice blue and like aqua colors, but really good looking gear, not, quote, girly at all. So I think it seems like there's cool shit coming out. Like they're broadening the
very good
female
but
market.
Wise words from Liza. Well done.
So there's my top 5 tips for women riders. All right. Who would like to go next? John? All right. What is your category, John?
Yeah. So actually it does have a little overlap with yours. So I'm talking, I'm doubly blessed. I'm blessed to be short, and I'm blessed to be stout. So
hold on, can I share?
Go ahead.
Oh, it was so cute when we were riding at Hollister yesterday. When we'd come across another stout rider, John would be like, "Fat man on a little bike!" He got so excited.
Got to cheer on the fat guys on little bikes. Come on, listeners. So I got one for kind of both of these. But the first is you're going to tip over. I mean, it's just going to happen if you're short. So especially if you're riding dirt. It's easier on the street because you can sort of plan your way, but often on dirt when you're on unlevel ground, it's just going to happen. So you're just going to have to deal with it. And big deal. It is.
If you're anybody, you're going to tip over. That's been my experience.
Yeah.
Okay. So and then if you're stout, plan on upgrading the suspension. Likely the suspension that your bike comes with is not going to work for you. So
Good tip.
I've done it on every bike I've had. And
So, Emma, what typical bikes are they made for somebody up to what? Up to 250? What are they usually rated for?
No, actually, less than that. It depends on the bike, of course. But generally, what the bike manufacturers do, and we've talked about suspension in the past, that they have to kind of crap out somewhere. And they figure that the lightest person who rides the bike is going to be 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Heaviest person who rides the bike is going to be about 200, 220. And so they kind of set the bike up basically for about 180, 190 pounds.
Oh, shit.
I know. So it's an easy upgrade. Now, look, the things are better than they were. When I first started riding, a lot of bikes didn't have any adjustment at all. Then it was 3-way adjustment just for the rear. Then it was 5-way adjustment. This is a big deal, 5-way just for the rear. Then you could adjust damping, and then you could start adjusting the front end. One of the cheapest upgrades for forks in the old days, we used to drill the top cap of the fork and put Schrader air valves in so you could use air assist in them. And that really helps because air and oil is a very
Sounds like
happy.
you're giving a tip.
Yeah, but basically going back, I don't mean to tread on you, John.
So 180 is what they're average rated for?
So, dovetailing into what John's saying, I mean, manufacturers cheap out on the suspension. Everyone does it. And it's exacerbated if you are slightly heavier because not only do they cheap out for a 180 person, for somebody who's, the north side of 200, you're really in trouble with that suspension.
Yep.
That is a good tip, John.
And I would imagine if on the other side, too, if you're like around 100 pounds.
Oh, the thing's going to ride like a plank.
Exactly. So it's going to work on either side. Gear's a bitch. It is what it is. So I've got short. I have a 29-inch inseam, and it's, especially with my girth, it's hard to find stuff that fits right. So you got, the best bet is to go to Motorsport, like Jim just said, or something like Aerostitch. They can do custom stuff that fits you right because you really do want something that fits right. The other issue for me is to get my girth, I got to have like a 36-inch like arm length, and that's kind of a pain too. I mean, you can make it work, but spend the money on some good gear and make it fit because you'll enjoy the experience much better. The next is, and again, similar to Liza, we got to learn to ride tall bikes. That's just the way it is. Unless you want to ride cruisers, which is wonderful. If you love those, then go for it. You're gonna be fine for short. But if you want to do the kind of riding like we're doing now, the adventure stuff or dual sport stuff, or even sport bikes, you're gonna have to learn how to figure out to ride a tall bike. And it's probably not going to stay perfect because you're going to tip over. So just it is what it is, but it can be done. And for me, the thing I have a hard time with is I can ride a taller bike, but the part of the problem I have is getting the kickstand up. So there's some techniques around like how to start and stop. If you really even can't get both feet on the ground, that it can be done. A lot of people can start from a sort of a running start.
It's possible you could weld on a little bolt that sticks out.
Sure.
That gives you a little,
there's a hack there.
advantage.
It's probably a bunch of hacks you can do for that. And last one is, I'll just say, haters gonna hate. And I was young, and I had my 79 Bonneville, and I used to ride around. I see myself in the mirror, or like when you go by a store, and you're like, "Hey, man, you look good." And now I look over and I go, "Oh my God, you got to lose some weight." So haters gonna hate. You are who you are. Ride your bike. Who cares what people think you look like? Ride what you like when you like it. If you want to ride a 250 Rebel and you're 400 pounds, and God bless you, fix the suspension and do it.
Right on. All right, Bagel. Are you
Bagel.
ready?
Wait,
Yes.
can I guess? Is his about scooters?
I hope so. That's what his specialty is. That's why we have him. That's why we keep him around.
Yep. So I'm coming with the top 5 scooter tips.
Yeah.
So tip number 1, when buying a vintage Vespa or Lambretta, avoid bodges. There is a whole rash of what are known as bodges out there, which are bikes that have been very shoddily repaired or reconstructed, and they are not safe to ride.
So how do you tell what a bodge is?
There's a lot that goes into it.
And does that include bid judges?
No, no. This is nothing to do with Bajaj.
Baj is short for vagina, I believe, is the proper term.
No, but I mean, Bajajas can be Bajas, but basically, you want to look for certain telltale signs. Like if you see signs where the frame has been cut and re-welded, stay away. If you see signs where the bike seems like it's been very highly polished and it looks super shiny on the outside, but very crusty on the inside, that's also a very good sign. There are websites out there that have very thorough explanations about this, so I don't want to take a lot of time going into it. But
so, Bagel, would you buy a salvage title scooter, or would you just like totally not do that?
I have, and I would do it again, but it all depends on the situation. There are a lot of salvage titled modern scooters out there because cosmetic damage will cost more than half the value of the bike in some cases. So they will just get totaled out, even though they're mechanically just fine. So you can actually find some bargains that way, but it comes with a salvage title.
All right.
So that was number one, avoid the Bajas. And like I said, look up online. There's all kinds of websites and articles about that.
So never buy a scooter from Budget Bell.
Budget Bill. That's the first thing I thought
of. Tip number 2, a small windscreen does wonders.
Yes.
Because on a scooter, you're usually working with a bike that doesn't have gobs of power, and you want to move down the road, as quickly and efficiently as you can. And air resistance is a huge factor on any two-wheel vehicle. But it's especially important for a scooter because you only have a limited amount of power. So if you put a small windscreen on the front that helps cut through the air, that will give you more power, give you more resistance against headwinds, and just it takes the wind off of you, which helps cut down on your fatigue while you're riding as well.
That transfers over to motorcycles too. That is a good
nothing
tip.
Adverse with stability there, Bagel?
Yep. Generally, no, unless you go with a very large windscreen. That's why I recommend small windscreens. Usually they don't have any effect on handling. I have heard of issues with large windscreens, especially when ridden at high speeds, especially in gusty conditions, that can sometimes cause a tank slapper.
Well, what about excessive mirrors? What if I have like 45 mirrors?
That's encouraged.
You can do that, but that will very much detract from your aerodynamics.
Okay.
Well, and
I might get
actually,
laid.
last night I was riding my scooter home, which has the touring windshield, which goes above my head. Yeah. And it was so foggy out that it was just fogged up. And I had to lean my head out to the side the whole way home to be able to see.
You should put a windshield wiper on
I
that.
do.
Yes.
I know where to get one.
Yes, you do.
Thank good.
Bang good. Bang bong.
In fact, my first Vespa came with one of those very tall windshields, which I had mounted for a period of time. But that was one of the reasons why I stopped doing it, was because when it got foggy out and the whole thing fogged up, I could not see anything. That was a pain.
I had something similar. I was riding up from LA last week, and I went over the Grapevine, and as soon as I hit the valley there, this massive fog bank. It was sunny over the Grapevine. Then I drifted a little bit north, and all of a sudden there was 30-foot visibility, and it's just heavy, dark, wet fog. And I thankfully had the touring gloves on with the little squeegee thumb thing, and I'm just because every 10 seconons I'm across my visor. Otherwise, I couldn't see road signs. I couldn't see anything. Yep. It was it was not good.
All right, what's next?
So tip number 3, for vintage scooters that use a battery, I would suggest considering a lithium-ion battery, as long as your voltage regulator and electrical system are in good working order. Because vintage bikes tend to go through batteries fairly quickly, at least the traditional ones. And especially if it's a bike you don't ride a lot, that can take the life of a battery that much quicker. So with the lithium-ion batteries, especially like batteries like Showrise, for example, they're designed to sit for extended periods of time without needing to be charged.
Right.
So you can park your bike for a month or so and then come back to it to ride it, and it'll be ready to go. That's one thing that I've tried with one or two of my bikes so far, and I'm getting ready to or about ready to get one for my Heinkel too, because the batteries that are in there are just not very not really doing the job.
And again, that transfers over to street bikes if it's a vintage that you're not riding a lot. That's a good tip.
Yep. I would also caution, though, that I don't recommend show rise for modern Vespas. The charging system in modern Vespas is a little. I've found it has a tendency to fight the lithium ions, and lithium ions don't like being punched around. So it's better to stick with your traditional batteries for a modern Vespa. And other modern scooters, it depends, but see what people have done and what's worked. But for vintage bikes, typically, as long as the electrical system's in good shape, they can be a great upgrade.
All right, and one more.
Well, this is number 4.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, sorry, I thought that was for
Yep. Number 4, if your scooter doesn't have one, get a rear rack and or a locking top case.
Yes.
Because this will make your scooter far more useful for everyday life.
Yes.
Because if you're going somewhere, you need to run a few errands and then go someplace, you want to get a few things, but you don't want to carry them around all day, you can lock them in your top case if you have one and not have to worry about, where you're going to put all this stuff. And if you need to get groceries, it can be really handy for that. If you're riding around in inclement weather, it's nice to have a top case you can put stuff in and keep it dry. It has all kinds of uses. And even just a rack is great to have so you can strap things onto if you need to carry things with you on a bike. They're very, very useful tools. They may not look super sexy, but they're very, very useful.
Nice.
And last tip, number 5. If you're coming from a motorcycle background, riding scooters will feel super twitchy and unstable.
Yes.
But no, they are stable, but they have a very different feel from how motorcycles handle. Just work on getting used to the feeling and how to respond to the handling of the bike. And remember that a little input goes a long way on a scooter.
I used to, when I was young, my roommate had a scooter and I never wanted to ride it. I'm like, no, that thing is a death trap. I feel like I could sneeze and run into a parked car.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. You're right. It's finessing the input is exactly it.
You love your Honda Elite now, though. You love that thing.
Well, that's my around town scooter because of my top case. I can haul stuff around. It's so easy just to hop on and get on and go. Those are great tips.
I think so.
Emma, what are you gonna give us? You wanted to talk about, was it fighting or lovemaking? What was your tips?
No, I was going to say that. I mean, over the years that I've been involved in the podcast, I've given, my specialty is everybody knows what it is. So I'm going to give you a top 5 on fighting. All right.
Excellent.
So, tip number 5, when you're fighting, find the largest person in the opposing group and smack him in the face. Just the largest one.
Yeah.
Don't mess around. Go for the largest one. That's tip number 5.
Morgan, you need to shield your face.
Tip number 4.
So take out the largest one. Yes.
Tip number 4. If you have sufficient alcohol in you, it does numb the pain. So fighting when you're drunk is going to be a lot less painful than fighting when you're sober.
Does anyone want to switch seats?
Tip number 3. If you feign an Irish accent, you actually fight better.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
And it's more threatening.
Smash your face in now.
Yes, exactly. And when you've actually overpowered your opponent, you can add things like, "What are you doing lying on the floor like a bag of shite?" and stuff like that. Tip number 2. If you're dressed up for the evening, and funnily enough, whenever I get involved in fights, I always dressed up for the evening, use the weapons at your disposal.
Stilettos, I'm sure.
Absolutely. And it's
pins.
If I've got my stilettos on, I have 2 extra weapons that I'm
an eye's coming out.
Yes, exactly.
There's an eyeball coming out.
There's an eyeball coming out. And if I'm wearing my stilettos and my flowery dress, you'd better watch out because there's going to be blood flowing. Which brings us to tip number one. Tip number one.
Yeah.
You should always carry a means of congealing blood about you, because if you get pounded in the nose or anywhere about the face in your blood, you need to stop the flow very, very quickly.
Right after top tip number 5.
Yeah. Right. So
go to top tip number 1.
So after picking on the biggest person and he hits you back and your nose explodes, generally, if you have a congealing agent or you apply pressure, it will actually stop the bleeding.
Excellent.
Very, very quickly. So there's my top 5 tips for fighting.
I thought I was expecting. Remember when we were in Hollister and you were going to make me fight the big man, and you were going to put a hot pepper in my rear end?
No, I said I will. There was
tip
that
1.5.
There was that large gentleman that belonged to an outlaw motorcycle club.
He was very tan.
He was quite tanned, and he had a great many tattoos and a beard and long hair. And I suggested that I would give you $1 if you went up and punched him.
Yes, and I tentatively agreed under other. As long as other
the guy
criteria were
sitting
met.
next to us just walked away shaking his head.
Oh, my word.
So, yes, Emma's top tips on fighting.
And she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, thank you,
All
darling.
right. Morgan, are you playing this game?
Yeah, but I think
What?
you asked Kraig to make a list, and our worlds overlapped.
So you guys want to combine?
Yeah, let's do a combination.
Yeah.
I was the only one not offered a piece of paper. In fact, I was offered a piece of paper, but it had artwork on it.
No. You two are I assume going to do on electric motorcycle.
I've got a mental list of several things for me, but I thought I'd let Kraig go first because he actually
Yeah,
wrote
and then
the
you
list.
can help embellish.
Well, or I'll just
that.
give my
right.
side list of
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Here's what you really want.
No, and this is I think very helpful because there are people who are maybe interested and curious about buying an electric motorcycle. You guys have done all the research, know all the do's and don'ts. So I'm guessing you got some very good top tips.
You'd be surprised. Oh, I mean, yes. Now, his stuff may overlap with mine. I have not genuinely looked at his list, so I'm just going to fill in my stuff after his stuff.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right. So know your use case. And that's your words there, Morgan.
Is that like use guys?
Yep.
Use guys?
Yeah, you guys.
Use guys?
Use
You
guys
know
over
your
there.
use case? Use case? Use guys?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So basically,
Hey.
the
You
biggest.
guys, he's talking.
We're doing the Lady and the Tramp, the spaghetti thing.
Okay.
The biggest hurdles to EV adoption right now are range and price, right? And range is quickly going away because batteries are getting better and better, and the price is coming down. But you just need to know how far you're going to be riding this bike. If it's 1 mile more than your range on the new bike, then it's useless to you. You're not going to take it. And the whole reason you're probably buying the bike is so you can ride it. So make sure you've got enough range. And I'll come back to that point. Number 2, consider buying a used one. Like you can get an awesome used Zero or something at a really good discount over a brand new one. So
usually advise against this.
Against it, yeah. For a new
Because
rider.
anyone who's getting into electric motorcycles who's buying a used one, it's usually because that used one has kind of aged out or the batteries are not good, but people still think they're worth $14,000. I don't think. I personally tell people don't buy a used one.
Sure. So what I'm talking about is a good value in a used vehicle.
Yep.
And now we're finally getting into good used EVs out there.
So my question to you is, I think if you look at the speed of the technological curve of electric motorcycles, it's very, very quick. Far quicker than internal combustion engines.
Mm-hmm.
At what point does technology become obsolete?
Yeah.
So let's suggest I'm looking for a used Zero. How would I know as a complete novice? Well, a 2018 Zero is perfect, and a 2016 is an absolute.
That's my point 4.
There you go.
Point 4, I'll skip over 3,
Yeah.
and that's talk with someone who owns one or knows about it, like a Morgan.
Yes.
Or you.
But I don't like talking to people who have electric motorbikes.
Okay.
I hear you. Preach it, sister.
There are
Reach out to people who have the knowledge. They can say that one is a dud, but that's a good one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know how you're going to differentiate whether the person you trust is worth putting their trust in, though. Like, you might be asking an idiot.
How are the forums? Are there going to be
there are
decent forums out there?
The biggest one is electricmotorcycleforum.com.
Is it reliable-ish? I mean,
yeah, there's some of the good regular people. I mean, there's like anything. There's Facebook groups for zero owners groups and things like that, and then there's like Discord servers for the people who are into that.
We're not talking about cryptocurrency here. Slow down.
I know. I'm sorry, but yes, there are reliable online forms of useful.
Right.
With useful people. There's idiots on there too, but there are smart people, and you've got to try and weed out which is which.
Yeah. And the way I weed out people is I ask them about something I do know about, and if they're just bullshitting like crazy on the things I do know about, then I don't trust them about the things I don't know about.
And actually, that's not a bad yardstick to use because bullshit about everything.
So all you know about is gardening. So then you say, okay, so you have 50 cubic feet of...
I'm just saying, if they're a bullshitter about one subject, then, why would I trust them about anything else?
No, and I think that's very fair.
Good point.
So I just want to use as an example. So I just brought up Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
And I found a 2016 Zero DSR. I found in general that people overvalued them.
So the 16, that's a 13.
So
pack.
what value would you put a 2016
I would assign
with 37,000 miles on it?
Does it have the rapid charger or the power to any accessories in there?
It's not listed.
Okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to say the person's listing it for 11. I would say it would probably go for 7.
So he's asking 68.
6,800. Okay, let's go. That's a good price. I'd go for that. I'd look closer at that.
You heard the miles. 33,000, 32,000.
37.
Okay.
But how is...
So it does have an additional charge port.
Right, but how
it has
it is
rapid charger.
compared with 2022, it strikes me that 6 years in the electric motorcycle community is very different to 6 years in the internal combustion. So how has technology moved on in those 6 years?
The new ones have 25% more battery in the same space.
Right, so you have to factor that in if you're buying a used one.
And
I'll give you an example where it
fancy
might
bells and
work.
whistles.
Let me know, Morgan, about this. I commute 40 miles each direction to work on a bike, right? And I'm running the FC1 typically. But I think about, God, would an electric bike be that much smarter? So how would that, if I ride that 5 days a week, 75 miles a day, 80 miles a day.
That is the bread and butter
You're a
use case
great
of an electric.
candidate.
That is literally the bread and butter use case of electric. Electric motorcycles and vehicles is as they excel as commuters.
Yeah.
Absolutely excel.
So that's my point 3 is test drive, and now
right.
don't just test drive at the dealer. Find a friend, someone who will let you ride his.
As long as it's not Luke Workman, I'm in.
Yeah,
You should see. I'll show you Phoenix next time you're down at the shop.
Phoenix? Oh, my. Okay,
so you can actually ride the bike, do your commute.
Yeah.
I mean, what better way to test your
Totally.
range than do the commute on the bike you're
Is it
considering
Twisted
buying?
Road? Is that what you found? Can you
No.
rent one, I wonder?
Oh, that's a
Rent
good
one on
tip.
Twisted
great
Road
idea.
and demo it.
And with an electric
Yeah.
vehicle, though, you can't really hurt it like a gas bike. I mean, if you borrow someone's gas bike, or even at the
Hold my
dealer and
beer.
you go out and red line it, the whole time you're test driving it. But with an electric, you can't really hurt one.
All
I mean,
right.
you can crash it.
Can we
Right.
take off buy a used one from your list and put rent one to try it out
Right.
first?
Yeah,
I think
just
that
add rent
because
to
I
it
think what
first.
you're trying to do is not get somebody to commit to a brand new bike when they're not sure what they're getting into. And I think
don't buy the
renting
wrong
it
bike
is
for
better than
$25,000.
Because if I'm going
Yes.
to drop
a lot of money.
if I'm going to drop $7,000 on a
Yes.
bike, if I get an internal combustion engine bike, I can get a used bitchin' motorcycle for $7,000. But for me, it might be an awesome trade-off just for the sheer convenience of it.
And in defense of internal combustion engine bikes, pretty much everything that's been made in the last 6 years, you'd be hard-pressed to ruin
Rev
it.
limiters
Because your rev limiter's going to
Yeah.
cut in. Everything's got oxygen sensors.
You can have
So you
ABS.
can't underchoke
Okay.
it. You can't overchoke it.
Yep.
So,
Okay, so I'm bullshitting. There you go. You got me. You got me. All right, and so the last one is that fast charge, and this one's going to be controversial, but fast charging is probably more important than battery size related to the price point. And this is
so you're saying size is not important.
It's not why you use it, not your size.
Isn't that what he just said?
Well, we're talking about tip.
It's not as important as the charge you get out of it.
More like
It's not the
shape.
size, it's the capacity.
So- shape.
It's the girth.
So as long as you've got
Conical's good.
a couple miles more than you need, then it's going to be all about how fast you can recharge that.
That's a good point.
Yep.
Because then you've got enough range for everything you're normally doing, but then when you want to do something else, you've got the fast charging option, and all of a sudden it's like, I mean, so when it comes down, it's a hard. In this one, you're going to want some advice from someone who's been riding or been driving an EV, but it's really interesting. This fast charging, it really changes the dynamics of, even though the bike or the car might have a smaller battery, if it can charge fast, it's like it's a gold mine.
Is a controversial topic for a number of reasons that I don't think we want to go that much into on this podcast. Is that your list?
That's my list. Go for it.
We had some similar overlap. I'll keep mine brief here.
Yeah.
Wait, can I build off of that?
Yeah.
Because John was talking about, he's kind of interested in getting electric. He goes, but I'll have to put 220 in my house for charging. I said, actually, no. It's when you come home, you have all night to charge.
Yep.
You don't need to have the fast charging.
This is part of my list now.
Oh, well, good. There you go.
So actually, Craig's first point is exactly my first point, was the know your use case. And that is to say, take a good hard look at your actual commute length and what it is, and what sort of bike you like. Do you like a supermoto? Do you like a big solid road bike? Do you want sort of a kind of adventure sport? Do you get a feel and get some, just test ride whatever you can that's out there, but take a good hard look at what your actual use case is, and see which one of the manufacturers lists one that says the mileage is this and it's within your range there. That's cool. Mm-hmm. The next thing for me, well, I forgot because I didn't write it down. Let me think. What was it? I'll skip to number 3 as my list was. Oh, I know what it was. Number 2 is download PlugShare. It's a free app.
Yes.
You can use the website plugshare.com.
Yes, I
or
told
just
you about
download
that.
the free app. This
Yes,
is the absolutely essential. It's basically a user-driven Google Maps of all charging stations of all kind. People say, "Oh, there's no charging around me." I hear this so often. So everyone says, "Oh, there's absolutely there's no EV charging around me." And I'm like, "Oh, really? Where are you?" "Oh, I'm here." I rip up in PlugShare and I the other area, and there's just dots all over the place. And then I take a screenshot. It says this level of no charging. They go, "Yeah, but it's like a mile away." I'm like, all right, fine.
That wasn't the case at all 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Dramatically
not at all.
changing.
I mean,
Dramatically,
it's like-
even in the last couple of years, there's been a whole bunch more, especially in California. But they are filling it in through the Midwest and a lot of other places, like the new electric truck Rivian.
I've seen one around town.
I saw a prototype one before they came out at one of the charging stations, but they're building a crap ton of charging stations throughout the world. They're making some of them exclusionary only to themselves, but the level 2s, like what the Zero uses, are available for everyone.
Good.
I'm extremely unhappy with Rivian, and I will talk about it when you're done.
I've got.
Hey, no
we'll
picking
build that
fights here.
Oh God, no! I don't want to fight. No, sorry, I don't want to fight.
He's the biggest guy.
She don't have stilettos.
Well, she's got stilettos are one thing.
but
She's got
boots could do
boots on
something.
now.
I don't have any congealing agents for my blood.
It'll be your liver anyway.
Wait, save some of the gummy candy.
She's not wearing a floral dress. So
Shove it in there.
no floral dress, so you're safe.
So next tip is what we always say is ABC. Always be charging. If you're one of the things people are like, oh, I have to spend an hour at a charging station. Well, actually, if you kind of change your habits and you change your routes, like I'm going to go to the store and there's the thing you plug in and you gain 20 miles of range while you're going to get your grocery shopping, and you go someplace, like let's say you're contracting, you work at a client's house. Oh, can I plug into your 110 and get some juice off your wall for the next couple hours? So there's a thing you can actually just kind of slightly modify things, and you never actually have to go out of your way to go to a charging station. My brother has a Zero FXS that's heavily modified, but he's got it so he can plug into the charging stations if he needs to, or plug into 110 wall outlets. And he does a lot of contract work for IT stuff, goes around to people's houses. He pulls up, plugs into their wall outlet, goes and spends 2 hours training them for whatever there is, and then moves on, and never actually has to go to a charging station if he doesn't feel like it, because he can live off of the constant, wherever you are. If you're stopped, always be charging.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
The next one is a pretty basic one. It's just they don't teach you about how to properly care for your battery. And this is true with lithium-ion batteries. This is true of your phone, your electric motorcycle, your Tesla, your vape, whatever. But basically, these batteries are happiest if they're above 20% and below 80%. If you leave them empty or you leave them full, it's like taking a rubber band and stretching it to its max. It'll never be as elastic as it once was. And empty is max stretch, and full is max stretch. Keep it somewhere in the middle, and it'll be much, much happier. And you'll get so many more years out of your batteries by doing that. And this is, again, true of your phone. Have you ever heard, you or someone you know has uttered the phrase, I just got this phone, and already the battery is, because what do? They go home and at night they plug it in and leave it at 100% all night long, and it's full, and then they unplug it and then they plug it in, and the phone almost always lives at 100%. Or they do the thing where like the phone dies and they leave it empty for a day or two.
So that's me. But I have a reason, because always be prepared for an emergency. And so I always want to have my phone as charged as possible in case shit goes down.
Unfortunately, it's degrading.
Yes.
Doing that. So those are just kind of things you learn, and you just kind of watch it. Like my bike is almost never full, and it's almost never empty. Yes, I do bring them to full and empty, but that's for like long stretches. When I want to get the max out of the battery, I'll let it go charge to full because I know I'm going to burn it off immediately. Other than that, I only really ever charge to 80. It's right now outside. It's at 78%. So that's really the only care you have to do for the batteries is just that's basically it. Those are my tips.
Good. All right.
So it's funny. I was for next year. I'm actually going to be getting a new vehicle for Mototown. And I looked at the usage I was going to make, and I thought, I'm an absolutely perfect candidate for an electric panel van.
There you go.
And the reason I am very upset with Rivian is they will not sell me a panel van. They're for Jeff Bezos only. And I'm enormously upset about it because I think it's the most darling thing. I would absolutely murder for one of those things.
Well, that can be arranged. You know how to fight.
Well, yes, but unfortunately fighting won't get me. So I believe they're going to be for Amazon only. So I've signed up for an e-transit.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, but for my use, it's going to be perfect because I have in fact, it'll probably live down at Mototown, and I'll just use it for collecting bikes as and when I need to.
Yeah.
But for my use, basically for business use only, it's going to be absolutely perfect.
Yeah. No,
Cool.
I'm waiting for a van. I love vans.
Well, Ford have promised
Electric Sprinter van, like the Mercedes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
going to be a thing when those come out and are available. People will go out and camp on those and put panels on top and let it slowly trickle charge.
Well,
And-
Ford have promised deliveries of the e-transit from April onwards, and they said it's like the equivalent of 250 horsepower and a 300-mile range, which I'll take.
Yeah.
So very nice too.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Jim,
Yes.
what category
Yes.
are you coming at us with?
Okay, since I'm not good at anything and know very little
Oh,
about motorbikes.
Jim, you're good at everything. Do you want to do some more
Making you laugh.
fighting tips?
Yes,
Is it-
let's wrestle.
Is it? I'm just curious. Is your category how to start a fire 5 different ways?
No, but that should have been it. No. It's how to Greco-Roman wrestle. Emma, would you? No, I'm kidding. All right, so mine is, I even wrote it and I have to hold it this far away. Top 5 good tips for bad dirt bikers. So
Oh, good.
I figure I
Okay.
could do that one.
I like this.
So number 1, and Thumper John can attest to this, is never pass up gas. So when
Never pass gas either.
Never pass gas, yes. But that, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a number of times where it's tempting, even if it's like only a little bit gone, kind of like
This
EV
is always
charging.
be charging. This is
Always
ABCs
be
right
charging.
here.
Yeah.
Always take advantage of it because you never know. And it's like even a tenth of a gallon of gas will save you a bunch of
Yep.
footsteps. So that's
Right.
a good one, as I almost found out
Yes.
2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Second is bring extra water. Right, that's one thing you really can't fuck up on. That will really ruin your day, is not having enough water. And when I say extra, what I also mean is don't just, that doesn't mean like an extra big Camelback, which I have, like a 3-liter one anyway, but also bring a separate container and a separate, because I'm like, if I eat shit and my Camelback fails, well, there's my 3-liter of water is gone, right? So I always carry a backup liter plastic bottle of water.
But it saved your spine.
Yes, it saves your spine. Yeah. So
What I'd throw in there too is I bought a there's a squeeze pack thing that you can for eating drinking stream water and such. So and it's real tiny, and there's actually one that's just a straw.
Yeah, I've seen
and
that.
Life straw.
Yeah, life straw, and I have one of those with me all the time.
Which is stream water.
Yeah, you can drink water out of a mud puddle, and it would make it drinkable.
But like wombats pee in there and stuff.
It gets it all out of there.
That's flavor.
I like wombat pee though.
Dead raccoons. So that's cool. No, and I'll just throw it into electrolytes. Electrolytes can really make a huge difference in your day also. So number 3, I crossed it out. It was it was ride with friends. I don't have any friends.
Feign an Irish accent when you're riding. Be fearless.
So I crossed out ride with friends, wankers. Only because I was like, well, that's kind of obvious, right? But a lot of times either you don't have a choice to ride with friends, or like me, I just ride by myself sometimes, right?
See, going out there, oh damn it, I forgot to make friends again.
Let me just add off that. I think like our friend Kevin who showed up, even if they're not friends, ride with buddies is better than riding alone.
Yeah.
And so Kevin found a group to ride with.
Yep, there you go. It's better. It's different, though, but it's not a bad idea. So if you're not going to ride with friends...
Well, it's safer when dirt riding.
I will say it is
but
safer.
Use
There's
the buddy
no
system.
question about that.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to do that, absolutely have a Garmin or some sort of a device that bounces off the satellites. Nothing's 100%, but if you're going to be foolish enough to do that stuff, at least do the smart thing and not be an extra burden on other people or whatever it might be. So, yeah, have some sort of a device that you can communicate with. I got the Garmin InReach Mini. I love it. Actually, I ride almost all the time with it now because almost like a good luck charm. I'm afraid if I don't have it with me, something's going to happen. Like today, I took a ride up Gazos Creek and stuff, and you could zip right off the mountainside up there, and no one finds you. So, actually, I take it with me on the street now too.
You know what I think would be a good idea? If you had almost like a GM OnStar with a lanyard.
Yes.
So the OnStar's on your bike and your lanyard is on you when you plug it in.
There's a helmet.
And so if you come off the bike,
Like the
they know you've come off,
like
and they
a
just
snowmobile.
No,
hey, Jim, are you okay?
this-
And if you
Yeah.
don't answer, they'll send somebody
This
else.
has been around for years. It's the help I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah, that's
button.
basically
Yeah.
it.
No, actually, there's a new feature on your iPhone that'll do that very same thing.
Is
Well,
that
I
like a
believe-
motion detector?
Yeah,
that,
it'll ask you have you fallen? Are you okay? Should we contact the authorities?
I believe
Wow.
we had someone on the podcast that invented a helmet with an accelerometer and built-in rate center stuff, right? And that helmet would do that, but it worked off your cell phone coverage, so you had to have cell coverage for it to work.
that would be good for when I was fighting.
It would be.
Protect my
You should have them in your fists.
Because occasionally
Love
I
and
have
hate.
I've taken a beer bottle to the head.
Oh my goodness!
Occasionally.
Occasionally,
It looks like you've taken an uppercut. Shall we call 911?
No, I'm good.
You should see the other guy.
No, it's okay. I have my congealing agents.
And my stilettos.
Yeah.
No, I lost a stiletto. It's buried in somebody's head, and he ran away.
This is taking a dark
off
turn
the
today.
cliff.
Emma.
I think you got a Garmin though. Okay, so after the Garmin and the stiletto, always bring a. What the hell does that say?
Always bring reading glasses. Is that what that's?
Always bring you guys. Always bring a paper map, and with that, have some basic land navigation skills. But paper map all the time. I use it. I used it last week when I was in Zabrego just to double check because I was kind of fucked. Yeah, so I went to the paper map.
And I have to say, a lot of this is very specific to what you do, Jim, because
Bad dirt biking.
No, you love losing yourself out in the desert,
Yes,
don't you?
Yes.
Can I add one to your list?
Of course.
Because the last 2 weeks in a row, I was one of the most popular people in the group because I'm the only one who brought a pressure gauge.
Yes. Pressure
And when you
gauge
go to
is good.
Hollister, you air down and then you air back up at the end. And a pressure gauge, which is really simple, small.
Is there a means of airing up at the end? They've got like a tank.
They've got a row of it's plumbed, a row of...
Right.
It's funny. This is one of the things that applies to bad dirt bikers because we were at Hollister in the morning and that guy that's going to do Airsberg I was talking about, I was trying to figure out the pressure on Mike's tire because the pressure gauges were wonky and he just pressed on his. I'm like, what are you running? He goes, I don't know. I don't think it really matters. But me and Mike were both like, well, if you suck, it matters a lot if you have good tires and proper air pressure.
Right.
So, Okay, lastly, and this is a common theme I think with all of us, and it's a big one, is take the time and stop and talk to people. It's pleasant. People are very nice in the world.
I think that's your top tip for all types of motorcycling.
Yeah, because it's pleasant. You know, you get like restored in humanity because people are typically really nice. They can be extremely helpful if you need help, but you can learn so much. Helpful things to keep you out of trouble, like, watch out for unmarked mine shafts. Okay, good to know. But also just interesting things about the area and give you great advice on where to camp and, do all the other things.
And they'll tell you can't have any gas, right?
And who knows? Some of them may want to fight.
Yes, they may want to fight.
There we
go. Yeah. So.
But also sometimes they'll give you access to roads that you didn't know were there, or they know where the good eateries are.
And sometimes they'll take you to Corbin's for a tour, and then
exactly.
There you go. So yes, those are my top tips.
So there you go. Just
Brilliant.
the tip.
The tip. And I'm just going to share, because I did an original list on maintenance. What a surprise there. And I would like to share just the top one, which was everyone should be doing this. Check your tires.
Yep.
The most successful motorcyclists are the ones that make habitual routines for themselves. And I've forgotten the amount of times a bike comes into my shop, rides like a three-legged horse, because there's no air in the tires.
When I saw you first thing this morning, that's right. What was I doing?
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
37:42.
make a routine for yourself. When you fill up your bike, for those of us who have gasoline-powered bikes, check your tires. It's a great time to check them. And, there was another largely arbitrary things, but I really wanted to share that because it's very, very good advice. Check your tires.
Tires.
So, I wanted to get to a couple sponsors that we have.
Whoop, whoop.
All right.
Yes. And Emma has the one I'm most excited about.
Is it the candy people that Jim's got the...
No. No, this is a good one. I want everyone to pay attention because this is not just somebody who we're promoting because they're paying us to. This is somebody who we've had as a guest on the show. I believe in them. Emma, you've supported them.
I have children in my family, and I have supported them personally because I believe in this product.
And it is prime time because...
It's Christmas time!
Our sponsor tonight is...
Mimi and Moto.
Yay! Oh,
yeah.
So,
nice.
I'm going to read the blurb, and then we'll expand on that. Would you like to get more kids excited about motorcycles?
Yes.
Do you want to share your passion for motorcycles with the children you love?
Yes.
If the answer is yes, then go to www.mimiandmoto.com. That is MIMIANDMOTO.com. The online home of Mimi and Moto, the motorcycle monkeys. Created by our friends Nancy Gerloff and Mark Augustine, Mimi and Moto have one goal: create more motorcycle riders. Now, we interviewed them episode 351. It's going back quite a while, isn't it? Husband and wife team. And we're very excited to welcome them as advertisers on today's podcast.
Yes.
At mimiandmoto.com, you can purchase the couple's first book, The Adventures of Mimi and Moto. And I bought 2 or 3 copies, which I've distributed to various little nieces and nephews around my family. And their second book, actually, it was the second book that I bought, Mimi and Moto Ride the Alphabet, which is a fantastic little thing. A pre-release text-only version of the couple's new chapter book, Mimi and Moto's Magical Meteors First Gear, is also available for download. And right in time for the holidays, you can buy Mimi and Moto Christmas ornaments, T-shirts, onesies, stickers, and their brand new and super cuddly plush toys.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
We've got our own promo code at checkout.
Yes.
If you use Misfits, MISFITS, and it looks like it's all capitals, if you use that at the checkout, they're going to give you 20% off.
There you
Deal
go.
of the century.
Wow.
So visit mimiandmoto.com, spelled mimiandmoto.com, and join Nancy and Mark's mission to get more kids excited about motorcycles. I mean, that's the blurb.
You know who'd be a great candidate for that?
Elliot.
He's right at that age.
But, you know, the thing is that impressed me the most about these books, and Mark and Nancy have both got a background in education.
Yeah.
You don't actually have to like motorcycles to enjoy these books. I mean, Mimi and Moto, they're two little monkeys, and they're absolutely adorable. And in their book where they ride the alphabet, they always give you these, what I call them Easter eggs. And you'll be looking at the picture, and it'll spell out what's in the picture, but they always give you a little something extra. And so I sat with my little granddaughter, and we were going through the book, and she'd go, "Oh, look, Nana, there's a ladybug." And so they put something extra on each page. They're wonderful books. They're bright. They're colourful, superbly illustrated. And we like Mark and Nancy anyway, so we want them to do well.
And they plant the seed to be future bikers.
Well, you know, even if, this is a very, very important point, even if kids don't grow up to ride motorcycles, they grow up to recognize and register with them. So it makes them better car drivers, because now they're looking out for motorbikes.
Can I tag on to that? Someone told me, remember the slug bug game we would play as kids?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, so you twist it, so it's not like, you're not beating, it's not teaching violence, right? Especially against your siblings.
Yeah,
and
but I
sisters.
like that.
Yeah,
I know.
Just heard that.
But instead of a slug bug, you point out a motorcycle.
Right.
And then that way it totally teaches motorcycle awareness. And I never thought about that. Someone told me that the other day.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the
slug
pain
bug.
really drives it in, though.
Yeah, that's true.
We didn't have slug bug in England. We called it punch car. And you could
Punch
pick,
lorry.
and you could pick your punch car, and you could, if you were feeling really violent, you could pick a very common car like a Ford Escort or a Vauxhall Viva.
Oh, the old Vauxhall, yes.
Yes, and so every time you saw a Vauxhall Viva, you'd punch your brother in the mouth. But then occasionally, if you were feeling a little more benevolent, your punch car of the day would be a Bentley. So you'd probably only get 1 or 2 shots in during the day.
But then you could go below the belt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, okay.
I once had a passenger on the back of my motorcycle who was playing punch bug and hit me in the kidney.
Oh!
And I'm like, no.
That's when you twist the throttle violently.
Was it punch
Hold
bug
on.
or slug bug?
Yeah, well, same thing.
Yes.
Yes.
But punch car.
So
That's an easy.
I have another sponsor, and this one is actually a top tip. And it simply is this. If you are in an accident on your motorcycle,
Who are you going to call?
who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. Your case evaluation is free, and they don't get paid until you get paid. They should be the first call you make after a motorcycle accident. Why? Because they fight for motorcycle riders and their families to get the compensation they deserve. And with over 20 years of experience, they will handle your case with the respect and dignity you deserve. And there are quite often you will find there are people who have a they think of motorcyclists as not deserving or think that we're all hooligans.
But there you're represented by a motorcyclist.
I've heard of people who are unfair to motorcyclists. The insurance company wants to get away with paying out as little as possible. Don't trust even your own insurance company. You need to have legal representation. I learned this at a very young age when I was in an accident and my insurance company offered me a very small settlement, but my neighbor who was an attorney said, let me take care of this.
Yeah, you started off badly because your mum wanted to sue you for being born, didn't she?
Yeah. But here's another thing. Why should you hire Law Tigers after a motorcycle accident? Well, they can help you get your motorcycle and gear repaired or replaced. And that's another thing people don't realize, that your gear has value and can be included in that.
I remember Clay had an accident, and he was okay, but he was upset because he had his arrow stitch. His family gave it to him for Christmas like 8 months earlier or something like that. That was the worst part about his accident. Was his arrow stitch.
your gear, your helmet, gloves, they all got smashed up.
But see, one might argue that was a perfect gift because the gear saved his life.
Oh.
Well, it could be the gift that keeps on giving if it's paid for by whoever whacked you.
Absolutely.
Either way, it's always worth calling a motorcycle-specific attorney because they know how to handle these cases. So 1-800-LAW-TIGERS.
They're great.
And that is who you call. So we're running out of time. There's another topic I want to talk about. I want to skim over it. And we'll just
milk?
No, we're going to do part of it. There's so much to unpack. So when we were at Lightning, did you go to Lightning recently?
We were there.
So we've all been to Lightning
recently. We were there
recently.
on Friday, like literally 2 days before.
There's a lot of things to see. There's some interesting projects going on there. And I just want to jump into one of them that I found interesting. He has in works, it's a Lightning powered electric 2-seater inline encapsulated bike. And
that thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it looks very interesting. It's all carbon fiber. It's really cool. But, I said to him, this is interesting to me because on a podcast, I think on number 72, it's all in the design, when we had Darren Cadies in here who designed the GSA. He was the designer for BMW, and he told a story of how the engineers would pull parts off the shelves and make fun stuff. And they created an inline encapsulated bike that he ended up crashing while they were test riding and injuring himself. But that was something that just engineers were doing for fun. So I know that people have been trying this for decades. And here's another one. And it's somewhat in line with Alan Smith was here, with the Vetter encapsulated, like Terry used to ride. It looks like a submarine going down the road, right?
It's so cool seeing that thing.
Right. But nobody has done it right. And I was curious, why is that? And just to clarify, for a lot of people don't know, in most of these versions I've seen, because when you're going slow and you're in an encapsulated vehicle, it's 2 wheels. Most of them have these outrigger wheels that come out at slow speed, much like some.
The one Lightning does, yeah.
Yeah, you can get these kits for handicap riders on their bikes, where it comes out and aids you. So that's not the issue. So my question, and Emma, how long have you've seen these pop up from time to time, right?
Oh, crap. When I first started riding back in the mid-'70s, around the Midlands, you'd regularly see quasars going up and down the outside lane of the motorway, doing about a gazillion miles an hour. And very, very interesting bike, the Quasar. Hub center steering, 1000cc 4-cylinder engine, shaft drive. And 4.5 seating, but open at the sides. I don't think it's so long ago. I don't think they had outriggers. I think you actually put your feet down.
Yeah, you put your feet down.
You put your feet down, and then you kind of went inside the bodywork. They weren't
Flintstone style.
No, it's far better looking than that. Quasar's a very good looking thing. There you go. There's a Quasar.
Oh, it looks like it should be in the Munsters or something.
Yeah. No, but I'm holding up a model of the BMW C1 Executive, which did not come to the States. But it is similar in that it has got a roof over it. It's basically a 2-wheel motorcycle with a roof, but it is open in the sides. In some of these cases, they're encapsulated in the sides.
It's a very tempting project because the one massive hurdle that puts a lot of people off motorcycling, I mean, we all kind of focus in, they're dangerous. That is not the biggest hurdle to just get the general population on the bikes. It's the whole weather thing. And so if you can have the convenience, the economy, the speed, the maneuverability, and the lane-splitting abilities of a bike in a heated cell, it becomes a very, very tempting prospect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to pull off. It's almost impossible to pull off. So this is why manufacturers and, big manufacturers keep on flirting with this idea. Because if you get it right, there's this massive section of the population who jump all over it.
They're kind of coming out with those. Didn't BMW have the self-riding motorcycle? I guess it uses gyros
Honda.
or something. Honda was
Right.
But this thing looks like something your dad would have built. I can't believe this isn't a Vetter.
Because it's pointed the wrong way. Literally, he would argue it's pointed the wrong way. It's
Utterly
round to
undynamic.
the front, pointed the rear. It's literally backwards. That's his first. I can hear him. I can hear him scoffing at it
for
right
the
now.
Glad I brought
aerodynamics,
that
yeah.
up.
I can hear him
But
scoffing right
bear
now.
in mind, those are 1973 aerodynamics. And that's everything we knew about aerodynamics on vehicles.
Pish posh. Go
Well-
back to Curtis days. I'm channeling Dad again. Oh God.
So I'm wondering though if the biggest flaw is as Morgan was pointing out earlier when Alan was here with his bike that he's slowly encapsulating. Is you said the biggest flaw is crosswinds, right?
Well, that's a flaw. The biggest flaw is that no one wants to drive down the road in a fish. That's number one. It's just you're gonna have it's an uphill battle, and anyone who can address that is going to be the one who's going to be better off. Or better set to take over the market. But crosswinds are a big problem unless you break up the bodywork. So the one over at Lightning, I'm not going to reveal names or things or what it's called or whatever, but I have heard
It's a project, yeah.
It does have a name though, and I'm not.
Yeah.
It's written on it. But I know that particular vehicle is like a surfboard in the sense that it will, or like an oarfish. It'll just side wind hits it, it goes down. Mm-hmm. So you have to break up some of the bodywork and basically expose the riders so that you can have an air pass through. You do that, and you're going to be much better off. Now, Alan Smith has been working several iterations of this sort of fairing. His previous one was his last gas bike was a Ninja 250, and it still blew around a bit in the air because that bike is 350 pounds. His Energica Eva, the Eva 80s, which he's building it on right now, is a little over 600 pounds. So it's just a lot more stable by virtue of it being really heavy.
Well, there's, I'll be contrarian there. Arnold Wagner with the Mono Tracer has demonstrated in the BMW Sidewind testing that he has the geometry and the aerodynamic shape to be able to handle crosswinds.
Okay, but take a look at the shape of that bike. That's more like an eel, right? It's almost like a big tube. The Lightning was very, very tall and narrow, like a sunfish.
Right.
So it's just sticking up because it's so narrow.
Going back to what Morgan said about not wanting to look like an idiot riding down the road.
I'd say it is a fish.
Like a fish, but it amounts that nobody wants something that's really super controversial looking. Going back to the Quasar, that was actually considered back in the day quite a cool bike. It certainly wasn't, there's not wackadoos riding this. This was like a cool thing to have. So you can pull it off, but it's a really fine line between being thought of as a complete wackadoo and actually being thought of as cool.
Here's the fine line that I was having, and Kraig was in the car for this discussion with my dad, is that Dad doesn't see a problem with the giant fish and if people don't like it, well, then they're stupid. I said you have to have some sort of in between, and there's a bike design out there that people have looked at ever since the 80s, and so, wow, I totally get, and you could modify it to be streamlined. It's the Akira bike from the Akira anime. Yeah, totally. It's a recumbent kind of feet forward, and you could totally build on that principle to make a sort of streamlined thing and get away with it. No one's done it. There's people making custom Akira bikes, but no one's bothered to try to expand on that idea. That's my 2 cents. Have at it.
All right.
Amen.
So, yeah, I just find it interesting that seeing these attempts still coming around, I'm curious to see what develops with it and to see if anyone ever succeeds with it. But I kind of want to go back and visit. There was some more curious stuff there. I want to.
It all links to the FIM's banning of streamlining. If we that's the starting point. But that's another big discussion, and we need people at the FIM to talk to. But whatever.
All right. Well, talking about big discussions, we have another thing we need to discuss right now.
Big talk.
Do I get to use radio voice to read emails?
We're not there yet. This one is our 10th Superbike for the top 10 list.
Oh, yeah.
We had some suggestions.
Yeah, we did.
So, for those who missed last week, we made a list of the top 10 super bikes.
Shit, no, you forgot to put the super bikes. Thank you, darling.
But we left number 10 off because we wanted people to email us their suggestions. And so this first one is from Thomas, and he says,
Hello, Thomas.
The Ducati 750-900 Super Sport for their impact to racing. Thinking of Daytona and TT Racing.
Worthy contender.
Yes. Yes. I don't know. I had a 900 Super Sport. It was a fun bike. I don't think of it as massive an impact. Like, we didn't even talk about the what's the one they have now that everyone's going gaga over.
Oh, the Panigale.
Panigale.
Who put the pain in Panigale? I did.
That Panigale V4, that is...
Yeah, but we'll talk about the Panigale V4 and what it is and what it isn't.
Our friend Paddy, he says the Laverda Jota
yes
should be considered.
Oh God, I agree. I agree. The only thing about the Laverda Jota, it's it's actually a British motorcycle. Or you could argue it is. Laverda provided 3Cs, and then Slater Brothers, who were the English importer, put the cams and the pistons and the rear sets on them, and they became Jotas.
Well, Paddy,
no quicker bike in the day.
Paddy just gave us the suggestion, but Alex here.
Oh yes,
Alex here has a good argument for his, so I'm going to read his email. He says,
"Is it Alex or Alexandria?"
Alex G.
Ali G.
I think it's Kenny's brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this a new bike or the Jota?
No, this is a new bike.
New bike.
Says, I hope you are all doing well and are looking forward to the holiday season.
We are, darling.
I wanted to write regarding the latest top 10 list for superbikes. Please take into account, this is coming from someone who doesn't have much experience on the subject, but I wanted to give my input regardless. That's exactly what a misfit would do.
I agree.
I'm right there with you, my man.
That's a typical misfit.
I said 750, so yeah.
Getting right to it, I think the BMW S1000R should be replaced with the BMW HP2 Sport. I feel the HP2 Sport ticks more of the superbike boxes. It was only made from about 2008 to 2012.
Yes.
So it is more exclusive.
Yes.
It was quite expensive when it was new. It was a bit over $21,000 then.
Yes.
Was certainly performance oriented and was just interesting in that it had the sport bike look with the two big air-cooled heads sticking out of each side.
Yes.
I've never seen one on the road, but I will see a couple of S1000Rs every year. So to me, the HP2 Sport is more deserving of a spot than the S1000R.
Exclusivity.
So I missed last week's episode. Did the mystery ship show up anywhere in there? Okay.
Not
Just
in
thought
top
I'd check.
10 superbikes. No.
I mean, if you're talking for exclusive, there's 10.
I know. So he's suggesting that we replace. I don't know. I still think that the S1000R as a street legal superbike for the public is one of the top you could buy right now.
It's a technological marvel.
It is.
It really is.
Well, there's the R and then there's the Pirate. RR, right?
And to me, it's also bang for the buck. The amount of performance you're getting for the dollar you're spending.
However, and I got this from somebody who races them. They are not a popular race bike for the simple reason that when you crash them, God, they're expensive.
Yeah.
They're like twice the price of a Ducati and about 4 times the price of a Japanese bike if you crash on the track. They're just ridiculously expensive to crash. So all that great value is only great value if you don't crash them.
I actually demo rode one of those at the Laguna Seca during the races one year. And they took the demo ride over Laurelus Grade, which you think would be great, and it was actually horrible. You have this bike with, you think the FC1 has power. Well, you get on these bikes. And
it's 200 horsepower,
buckets of power. And it's all that racing position and all that kind of stuff. It was probably the worst, 20-mile ride of my entire life.
But so he goes on to say, as for the 10th spot on the list, so now he has his contribution to the 10th.
Yes.
I feel like it's a matter of personal opinion at this point. The Honda NR750 should be a no-brainer. Its oval pistons are neat and make it unique, but perhaps isn't enough to set it apart. The NR750 is most definitely a super bike, but top 10, maybe not. To me, the list is missing one of the big hitters, the Hayabusa or ZX14R. I know a lot of motorcyclists like to poke fun at the Hayabusa, not only because of the bike itself, but also at those who tend to ride them. But there's no getting around the public perception of its performance. I feel like non-motorcyclists recognize Hayabusas as being bloody quick, even if they don't know much about motorcycles. So it pains me to put these two in the same sentence. Shame on me, but I feel the Black Shadow and Hayabusa did similar things for motorcycling.
No, I don't disagree with that.
I would agree with, yeah. Well, in a way, they're both benchmarks for others moving forward.
Didn't we talk about Hayabusas last week? And I seem to remember I said
they go fast in a straight line.
If you have it in your noggin that you want to do 200 miles an hour, there is no better place to start than a Hayabusa. Because you can buy a Busa and you don't need to spend much on it to make it do 200 miles an hour.
Well, in these things, I'm looking at a new Ninja ZX14R ABS. You can get it for $15,000. You're not breaking the bank for a whole lot of money.
You're not going to go quicker for less money, are you?
I don't know.
And isn't that the bike that Phil bought recently?
Philippe?
Yeah.
Waters?
By ZX14, I think.
That was a concourse, wasn't it? The used one he bought?
So the ZX14R, I would vote before the Hayabusa.
I think it's a better looking bike. I know that's quite controversial. I like the ZX14.
More track worthy, I would think, right?
I mean, they're both porky.
All right, so
they're both big, bloody big.
So Emma,
yes,
the Laverda or the ZX14, or what was the first one?
The Laverda, because it's my era.
That's a super bike.
Oh, God!
Is that our number 10?
Assembled in Britain.
I think because I've made these rash promises before, and people correct me. God bless me. No, I think the Laverda was the quickest bike for like 77 or something.
All right.
So, yeah, let's do the Laverda.
Okay, Paddy wins.
Well done.
For now.
But Alex, he finishes saying, 2 quick last remarks. Bagel, last time I wrote, I said that I was looking to get a Vespa GTS Super Sport. Well, I ended up getting a brand new GTS 300 Super from Unky Phil.
Nice.
And he's put 1,000 miles on it within 3 weeks and loves riding it. He says, I wish I'd gotten one sooner. Also, Liza, what the actual fuck are you doing giving out Patreon money for someone who can sit on a motorcycle the longest? Sounds awesome. That's right. And just a reminder.
Numbnuts Challenge.
The Numbnuts Challenge.
Held at Mototown.
In January. Yes. Morgan, you gonna enter?
No, you wanted me to judge. I'm not that stupid.
And once again, don't forget, it includes burlesque show.
Kraig, do you know what we're talking about?
No.
So
I hope these motorcycles are moving, not sitting still.
They're sitting still. We are holding a competition on parked bikes. Who can last the longest sitting on the bike?
Why?
Because we can. Because it's there.
Because I think I can do 36 hours.
Kraig, are you not familiar with what these people do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you know
and there is no record. So we're technically setting a record.
Do they have to have a stock seat?
No. They could have no seat.
But you got to sleep overnight on it without touching the ground.
Okay. So, hey.
How long do you think you could go sitting on a bike?
Well,
if you're going to have food and drinks brought to you.
I would put a custom seat on that bike.
But how long do you think
do you think you could last?
And would you put it on a center stand?
Sitting on a bike on a center stand or a pit bull stand or something, yeah.
Well,
if you think you could do better on a side stand.
No, I am not going to enter this competition.
No, but how long do you think you could go?
Correct answer.
Hey, it's $1,000, Kraig.
Yeah,
it's $1,000 cash prize.
You're sitting on your ass for 3 days.
Okay, no.
I know I could do 24 hours, but I would be very unhappy, and I could probably do a little more and then become exceedingly unhappy. I think 36 is probably my limit as well.
You can't leave to use.
Yes, there's definitely bathroom breaks every couple hours or whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank God. Okay.
However,
You don't want a messy contest.
Here's the thing. You may think that everyone is crazy, but they're all in it to win $1,000.
Okay.
I'm the one
it's
who's
all
crazy.
about the $1,000.
I'm entering to protect my $1,000.
I'm the one that's crazy. I'm a Patreon subscriber. That's,
Yeah, I am too. Actually,
I'm
Jim's
thinking-
crazy. Jim's crazy because he's going to do it naked.
I'm going to MC the
Well,
burlesque.
I'm thinking you
Oh,
got
Jim.
an inside
Bratwurst.
thing with Corbin, and you're going to have a comfy seat.
I do have a Corbin
Can
suit.
we involve Corbin in this sponsorship? Can we bring him out there?
Let's see it. Let's do
and
this
have
first
him,
one. See
and
how
have
it
him
goes.
go. You guys are all stupid.
You
Then
guys
we-
are
I know,
idiots,
I know.
exactly.
But if you're interested in entering the Numb Nuts Challenge, look for it on Facebook. It's an event, Numb NUMB Nuts Challenge.
That's with a Z.
No, just the regular
Okay.
spelling. You guys, we're running out of time. Jim, if you can, there's an email I sent you that if you can paraphrase, it's on your email. Just because it was nice, somebody sent in an email about doing the Baja,
Yes.
and he's somebody who's close in age to you.
the Badger.
So I thought
Ooh,
you
he's in
would.
his prime.
I thought you would relate to it.
He's in his prime.
You are a man.
Oh,
in
we
your-
are going to wrestle, aren't
No,
we? You better
are
break
in
out the
your
olive oil right
prime.
now.
I will. I'm going to
I'm
take my
still
trousers
peeking.
off right now.
I'm going to wrestle you. All right.
Phone battery.
Right on. Yeah, this was really cool. So this is a shout out to Tim Perriott, I believe. If it's wrong, forgive it. It's my damn these eyes. Anyway, to a Recycle Motorcycle Garage. Thought I'd share a couple of pics and videos from our Baja 1000 experience last month. I know all of you Misfits are fans of the race, and we're a bunch of knuckleheads in our 50s that thought racing this thing was a good idea. They raced it. Yeah, that's a Misfit knucklehead idea for sure. How awesome, though. Okay, the dead cow. Yes, there's a picture of a dead cow. Yeah, it looks dead, too. Is from pre-running week. Before the race that our friend Chad hit at 55.
Ouch.
Yikes.
Yeah, boy, you want to harvest that.
Had some good tacos that night, though.
You better, right? It was alive when he hit it. Oh, no. Broken hip for
man.
Chad. Oh, dude. Broken hip for Chad, so unfortunately didn't get to race.
So it was hanging Chad.
Oh, dum-dum.
Yes. Okay, the rider at the start, first 170 miles and finish, last 120, is a Stefano Migado, who wanted to do it since he was a kid growing up in Italy. Oh, that's rad. So, yeah, he sent some cool videos of the race, and I just always like seeing, like, the purpose-built bikes. You can kind of see some of that, which is cool. Aha. Oh, and okay, he is also the sponsor, organizer, El Jefe, an all-around great guy. 7 more of us filled in for the rest of the 940 miles. So Tim Perriott from the Central Valley. So right on, old guys doing bomb shit.
Rightio.
I appreciate it.
Nice.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, cool. And then I had a few people, Lou, Carlos, some others, emailed us about Itchy Boots. Do you know about this?
Yeah.
So Itchy Boots, she's a YouTuber who travels around the world on her motorcycle, and she just unveiled her next adventure, which is going to be riding from, I think it's South America up to Alaska.
Yep.
And we are on the route.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
so a lot of
nice.
people have emailed in like, heads up, you should get her on the podcast.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people for a while have been suggesting we have her on the show, but you know, I prefer to get people in-house in person. So yes, thank you to everyone who emailed. I follow her as well. So she unveiled her new bike, which is a CRF 300L.
Yep.
And I don't know how long it's going to take her to get up here. So I think we have plenty of time. And Emma, you have one last email to read because I thought it was very nice.
Now, do you want me to read the one on my telephono?
No, just the short one.
Okay. This is from Emily Nolette.
Yes.
Hi, Emily.
Hey there, Misfits. Em here from Portland, Oregon. Will introduced us at the one show this last year. See photo attached.
Yes.
With Miss Emma, Will, Tubo, and I. And I really enjoyed meeting you all! Exclamation point. I briefly mentioned to Miss Emma that a sunny ride to Santa Cruz to visit would be fun. Any of you all interested and available next summer for Will and I to cruise through and make a pit stop? Darling, of course we are. Nothing would make us happier
We
than
actually
hanging
had
out with you all.
a few visitors today.
Yeah, it was great.
John, Eric. There was another one. We had people who donated stuff. They all had fun hanging out.
And Liza, would you send me this picture, please? Because it looks like an absolutely splendid picture, and of course it's very tiny there. My eyesight's so appalling I can't see it. Looks like a little blob.
By the way, when is one show? Did they announce it yet?
Yes.
When is it?
Soon.
It is April 28th to May the 1st at the
I'm in this year.
Zidell Shipyard.
Oh, good.
Oh, it's going back to the Zidell
Nice.
Shipyard.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm in. You in, Jim?
Yep.
Most
So,
likely, yes.
I'll be there.
All right,
Fingers
Bagel.
fingers
I'm in.
crossed. I re-enter Tubbo. I don't know whether they want Tubbo back.
you better put some nitrous in it this time.
Funnily enough, it is Tubbo is different for 2023.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
And we need to get Mike to get one of his bikes in.
you know, I actually reached out to McCarthy,
I was talking
and
award-winning Mike. Yeah.
yes, award-winning Mike, but certainly Mike McCarthy is
Both the
coming
Mikes.
up with his kick-ass sports stuff,
Yeah.
and hopefully that'll get in. So, hopefully we might have a nice little display and a little show of our own going. But
But first, we have the AIM Expo.
Yeah.
Looks like there's flat track racing.
Oh, awesome.
Indoor
or outdoor?
Yeah, indoor.
Ah, super fun.
Yeah.
Jim, do you want to be the big spoon or the little spoon?
I'm going to be the steak knife this time.
Okay.
Well, you guys
Well, you
forget
were the
that
melon
Phil's
baller
going to be there, so
you can be the show.
so
knife.
you could have a Phil sandwich.
Oh, wait, Phil's coming?
Phil threesome.
Oh, my.
Oh yeah.
Yes, good things happen when Phil shows up. Oh, my. That guy's my hero. If I could have one action figure doll on my shelf, it would be one of Phil, because that dude
Just groom his little beard.
No,
Yeah.
and I want to make my position clear. Is actually I love the guys at Cleveland Moto, and I know I wind them up and they wind us up, but I have nothing but respect for the
Oh,
guys.
if I was ever in a dark alley and going to fight you, Emma, I would pick any one of those
Grab
guys
Phil.
from the Cleveland Moto crew to have my back. Because when I got my ass kicked, then they could watch and laugh. And
I would.
and basically that's what had
And
happened.
reported on the podcast.
I would choose Johnny Mac to have my back because even though he looks like a nice guy, I think he could fight dirty.
he would crush you.
I think he could
He
fight
would
dirty.
too. He'd start with a thumb to the eyeball.
I think Phil's wife could kick all of our asses, though.
Yeah.
I think Mary
I think
could.
what thumb to the eyeball, punch in the uterus, and
Yes.
just nasty business.
That's where it goes.
Yeah.
And I want to send best wishes to Sleepy, who is recovering from a Delta COVID infection
Yeah.
right now.
Oh,
yeah.
boo!
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
He got hit
Get
pretty
well
hard.
soon.
Yeah.
He got
But,
hit
he's-
with the Delta and not the Omicron per
Yeah.
CIA.
Better than the clap, I guess.
But he's on the road to recovery. So.
Yeah.
Good news.
Oh, the clap
Awesome.
the clap isn't so bad, Jim.
Clap on.
Well, I think that wraps it up. Next week I've got something I'm planning. I've told Emma and John, I got to tell you, Jim, see if you want to in on it. A little field trip on Saturday, which should tie into our topic on Sunday. I'm hoping we have to get permissions. There's stuff happening. We'll see. And if we do this, it might actually be a shocker. Yeah.
The shocker.
Two in the pink and...
Yeah, no.
No?
I'm just saying the proclamation I want to make may be a shock to some
You'll
people.
be making a proclamation after that, I'll tell you what.
Use the pepper for the one.
Big thanks, Miyamoto. Check out their book and their stuff. Really great. For anyone who's looking for a gift for a small child.
Let me tell you,
Seg straight into children's books after that comment.
my little granddaughter, she was 2 years old when I sat her on my knee and we went through it together, and she loved every page. She thought it was just the greatest thing. And of course, me being the dutiful grandma, I bought her the T-shirt and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Miyamoto.com and Law Tigers, 1-800 Law Tigers.
They're great.
I think it's time to wrap up. And thank you, Kraig and Morgan, for joining us. There's so much more in the electric world I want to get into. Morgan, we got a lot to unpack. There's a lot that's happening that I want to talk about.
Same. Yep.
That
And
I've been tracking and following.
And there's events coming up that Electric Idiot Misfits are attempting to do that need to be covered.
I will say the Electric Wackadoo crowd, I mean that with reverence, you guys are great at very dangerous activities. You really are.
Special breed of stupid.
Yes.
But you know, I'm sure that as we go through the AM Expo, we're going to see a lot of motorcycles powered by elastic trickery there.
I just saw the video of you down there at the Vetter secret lab.
Setting
fire to
12-volt winch.
Shit blowing up.
That's my favorite video because it detonates. Emma screams.
What happened exactly again? Remind me.
We put 300 volts through a 12-volt DC winch.
And it just exploded. And
Yeah.
I
Good
think,
commentary.
Yes.
It exploded. Emma screamed, and then Brandon says, "As I said, we don't have a quick disconnect." And then it explodes again. The camera cuts.
That's great.
Yeah.
My favorite video.
I have that.
The Luke Workman story where he had the
Hold
three-wheeled
on.
Corbin
Hold on.
Sparrow that was electric,
Made by Bob, modified by Bob Schneidweiss.
and it melted down and started spewing plasma out the rear of
Hey,
the
Jim.
Sparrow.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a good.
That we're about to run off of 300 volts.
That was great.
Oh, when I first heard that, oh my god, that never gets old.
Emma steps away, and you can hear a Jesus Christ.
Big bang.
There's flames. It was
It's that scream every time it gets me.
But
Let's see.
wait for the second one too. There's two.
No, I think this is a 12-volt DC winch. You think so? That we're about to run off of 300 volts.
Wait.
No, it cuts it
Oh,
short.
it cuts. Okay. Because there is a secondary explosion. He goes, as I said,
And
we
you
don't
can see
have a
her
quick disc. Yeah.
running.
What would you do?
Yes.
All right, I think it's time to wrap it up. Thank you, everyone, especially our Patreon subscribers who are making the Numbnuts Challenge possible.
They make a lot of things possible. They're great.
We dedicate all the nuts to them.
Well, and there's other surprises we're working on for that. But and again, thank you to everyone who emails us in and who comes to visit the garage. Like our guest Eric today, who's like a fly on the wall, just kind of buzzing around,
just
listening
hanging
and
out.
watching, and just like amazed. And what a great day with me and Megan and Kat here and
It was like the old days.
Kids
Uncle
running
Henry
around,
and Knock and Doug
Kids running
and all
around
these
with weapons.
people.
Yeah, eating dirt,
Yeah, it was
weapons.
a great day.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, thank you to everyone who supports us in whatever way you do. We appreciate it.
Who got little of the Harley Davidson jacket?
Her mom did.
Oh, that was awesome.
So Chihuahua
Yeah.
Harley jacket.
Yeah. Except it doesn't say Harley Davidson. What did it say on it, Emma?
I think it said Eagle Motorcycles. Something
It said
like
Motor Eagle Cycles.
Like chicken and guns.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone. This is Liza.
Stumpy John.
Emma Darling.
Morgan.
Kraig.
Make a gem, son.
Bagel.
And we're out of here.
Cool.
Cool.